Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to get this look. It's a really easy going out type of look, and the way that I'm going to be teaching you is even if you don't want to make it as dark as this, then at least the techniques will be the same. So first we're going to be taking my NARS concealer and we're using this as a primer. This will make sure that all the eyeshadows adhere quicker and easier, blending gets easier, and it also cancels out every color of your natural eyelid. And as you can see, the comparison is insane. So I am putting this on with a brush. You can use this with your fingers though, just to blend a little bit easier. Make sure that you're using a really thin layer for this. You don't want to make it too dewy or too thick. Taking a fluffy brush, our next step is going to be going into a nude shade. You don't have to have this palette. This is the James Charles palette, but you don't have to have this one. So doing this will really just make sure that you're setting any type of cream or liquid formula. You always want to make sure that you're doing that, and you're going to hear me kind of refer back to this a lot throughout this tutorial. Liquids stay with liquids, powders stay with powders. So now that we're done with liquid or cream, now we're only focusing on powder, and we were able to do that by putting that nude down first. Now I'm taking a light brown shade. This is a Pat McGrath palette, and we are starting our transition. So your transition shade is going to be the shade that's in between the darkest and the lightest. So lightest being at the brow bone, darkest being at what will end up on the outer corner of our lid. And the way that I'm blending this is I am doing windshield wipers to apply the color, and then little small circles to actually diffuse that color. So you're just going to see me to continue to blend this until I'm satisfied. You really just want to kind of stop that from going all the way up to your brow bone. And if you have to go back into your lighter shade, then you can do that too. Okay, so now we're taking a deeper brown, and I'm using purposeful placement. You're going to see me tap the color on and then drag toward the inner corner of my eye. If we go in with a deeper shade and we just frantically start blending back and forth, you're actually going to be wasting that color, and it's going to be buffing into literally nothing. So you're going to see me kind of look at the camera straight on. That way you can see, how it's perceived when somebody's looking directly at you. So as soon as we do get that color on and the saturation that we want, then we can start to blend up top a little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to be bringing up that deeper shade to pretty close to the transition shade, but that's another reason why the transition is so important, because it's kind of like your guideline. You don't want to go any further than that. And then I also want you guys to take notice of how far away I'm holding the brush from the actual top of the brush. The more saturated you want it to be, hold it closer. The more blended that you want it to be and light, hold it further. That way your hand will just naturally not go too deep or dark. Taking a a deep eggplant color, but I also just want to refer to those shades because you can use those if you don't have a deep purple. I'm taking a really nice tapered thin brush, and I'm using this only on the outer corner of my eye. This is just making it a lot deeper. So right now we have about 3 different shades on our eye just for the darkness, but that's really what a smoky eye is. You're building, you're layering, you're seeing what colors that you like to go together. So this just makes it super nice, and it adds a lot of dimension to the eye, and that's really, again, what a smoky eye is. It's just a lot of dimension. Okay, so obviously I have to switch my brush back. That's a good tip. Just use the same brush that you used before if it gets too dark or if it gets too unblended for you. Okay, so what I just did was I just sprayed my finger with a setting spray, and then I dipped back into that Pat McGrath palette. Her palettes are out of this world. I cannot say enough great things about them. But I do like to wet some of her shimmering shades to make it look more like a glitter and more textured. You don't have to do that, but that is a huge pro tip. As you can see, the entire texture changes. So if you have a shimmering shade that you usually apply with a brush, use your finger, wet it a little bit, and it'll change everything. So now I'm going back in with that tapered blending brush, and just in case it diffuses a little bit too much when we put on that shimmer, then I just want to go back to it and deepen it up a little bit more. Next step is something that I know is very intimidating to everyone. So first we're gonna get our lives together because liquid liner can smell your fear. So what you're gonna see me doing is I'm just tapping with the liner. I'm not making any crazy lines. I'm just tapping, because then what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect the dots. So it can be messy right now. It does not have to be perfect, because then I'm going to simply pull my lid, which you'll see. I'm gonna pull my lid and then I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure and then connect all of those jagged lines. That way it comes up more saturated and then it's a perfect line. Now I'm just doing this how I normally do it because I just showed you guys a tip. Okay, so now I'm going in with a black pencil liner. This is pretty self-explanatory. We're just helping with the dimension because we're really top heavy right now. Taking Urban Decay Perversion. This is Steal a Huge Mascara. Whenever you apply your mascara, please shimmy at the root and then pull. It'll change the entire integrity of your mascara and your lashes. Now for the complexion. Okay, so again, we're starting with our liquid products first. We're putting primer on. This is Jane Iredale Smooth Affair. Lots of antioxidants in here. Really, really good for your skin. Gives you a little bit of a glow. After I apply this, I wait like 2 minutes for it to absorb. That way my skin can, gain the benefits of it. And we're back. So now my skin's not as red. Okay, taking Steal a foundation concealer that was discontinued, unfortunately, and I'm applying my foundation with a buffing brush. I'm always starting in the area where I need the most coverage. Look at that difference. Crazy, that's just one layer. Look at Acorn, cutie. So yeah, apply your foundation where you need it the most first. That way you're not, I hate this word, but that way you're not making it cakey. And then after we got one layer on, now I'm going to apply a concealer with a buffing brush. Putting this only on my under eyes, buffing that out. My under eyes, they pull like a red and a blue, and that's just not what I want for my life right now. So yeah, just putting that on, and just make sure that you steer clear of that black liner that we just popped on, because if you mix that in, then you're completely, you're contradicting yourself pretty much. Okay, other areas to put your concealer is on your chin, your nose, center of your forehead, all the higher points. And then we're gonna go in with our contour. So I am mixing 2 different foundation shades. Again, they are from Stila. And this is not for every day. I'm not saying that I do this every day because I definitely don't, but this is what I've been doing for the pictures I've been posting. So I'm finding my cheekbone, I'm going directly underneath, and then I like to go on top and around the perimeter of my forehead. We do contour because naturally our skin has different dimensions in it. And when you put a layer of foundation, all of the same shade, you're kind of looking like an egg. So now I am just kind of creating like a triangle. Wow, that was like perfect timing for me to say triangle because of my hand. That was really cool. Okay, blending into the hairline. Can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody with a fair scalp and the deepest contour of their lives. Now, is this a bit deep? Absolutely. But we're also, in a pandemic, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, going in with the buffing brush that I used that had my foundation on it, I'm just blending that out. You kind of want to stop your contour at the end of your eye. Did I do that today? Absolutely not. But it's fine, we make it work. Now we're gonna clean it up. So I'm going back in with the foundation that we used first, and I am putting that right underneath that harsh line that I just popped on there, just to clean it up and not make it look too muddy, which we're kind of getting to, but it's fine. It be what it be. So yeah, I'm just kind of gonna continue to blend that in, showing you all my contourness. Okay, next, translucent powder. So yeah, so we're done with our liquid products, our liquids, our creams, and look at what that already did. Translucent powder will take away the dewiness and it'll set your makeup to make it last a lot longer. So first I'm going over all of the highlighted shades that I did, and then to set my contour, I'm actually going with a bronzer from Hourglass. It's the Luminous Bronze Light. It does have a little bit of like a really warm tinge to it, which is fine. But that's how I'm going to set my contours, by using a bronzer. Bronzer should always be used in your foundation. Again, you're adding dimension. Okay, now I'm going to struggle with this. I am using 3 different shades of blush and highlight, and I am not popping this on the apple of my cheek. I'm bringing it up toward the contour. If you put it right there and then you're done smiling, you're just going to have a red dot. So we just spent a lot of time like color correcting. We don't want to do that. So pop it on the, pop on the apple and then bring it up toward the contour. Now I'm just showing you how it looks. Highlight be popping. Okay, brow time. Just kidding. No, it's not. It is the under eye. So I am just making sure that everything looks nice and balanced by putting a little bit of that deeper purple shade on my lower lash line. Okay, now it's brow time. Give me a sec. Okay, hey, now I'm back. Had to get my thoughts together. So I am putting a line directly under the front part of our brow. You don't want to make your brow too thick in the front because naturally we are a little bit more on the sparse side. So I'm not making any lines that aren't already there. I'm basically just accentuating what I already have. And as you can see, as soon as I brush that over, then I'm pretty happy with that. The easiest way to figure out if your brow is proportionate to you, you get a pencil and you line up your brow with your nostril, the end of your nostril. The arch should always be in the middle of your iris, and the end should always line up with your nostril and the end of your eye. So looking pretty proportionate. Again, starting in the front, making that really nice harsh line, blend it out after, and then yeah, just follow through. If you need to create your own brow, reach out. Let me know and I'll help you out, because honestly, I thank God I've been blessed with a really great esthetician that does my brows. Shout out to Jenna and Chrissy. Okay, next, lips. I don't like to film this. I think that's very uncomfortable. So I already did it. It's a liquid lipstick. Lashes, honey. Okay, so making sure that we put a really nice, decent amount of glue, not too much, not too little. We're gonna wait a minute, sing the alphabet twice, do what you gotta do. And then with your tweezers, pop them as close to your lash line as you can. The reason why we want them to dry down a little bit is because when they're tacky, as you can see, it's super, super easy to just adjust them. I like to anchor them in the middle, the front, and then the end. Another way that you can do this is what I'm showing you. You grab a mirror, you look down in the mirror, and then you pop them on that way. That way your tweezer isn't coming directly for your eye, and then it's less intimidating. So yeah, and then we're good. Now that white, obviously it's gonna dry down. It dries down clear. Add mascara to your lashes. It'll make them a lot more textured. And as you can see, my lash is still drying. It's fine. Also add a mascara to the bottom lash line too. And then a clear gloss over top. And oh my God, I think that we're done. Well, I thought that I was done until I wanted to add a little bit more to this. So I put my hair up because I thought that would be cute. And then I'm grabbing a Steel Liquid shadow, popping that right on my lower lash line. It just adds a little bit more flair to it. And then that dries down and then we're done. Hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you did. Okay, bye.